So the doc finally returned from his extended vacation yesterday to give us his side of the story regarding the Twitch ban from 2020 and the alleged inappropriate conversations he had with a minor. Some people were swayed by his defense, believing it cleared his name of any wrongdoing, while other people were not as convinced. We will be getting into all of that in this video. However, because this is the first time I am discussing this person and this situation on my channel, I'm going to do a little bit of exposition, so bear with me. Herschel Guy Beam IV is an American live streamer who got started publishing gaming content on YouTube in 2010. His bombastic trash-talking and eccentric style led him to getting a partnership with Machinima, a very popular online entertainment network at the time. Despite a public acknowledgement of cheating on his wife in 2017,
I want to be transparent that I've been unfaithful and I'm probably going to be taking some time away, time off.
He has risen to high prominence ever since, reaching 388,000 concurrent viewers on a PUBG stream in 2018. Things were looking good for the doc, winning both the Streamer of the Year award in 2017 and again in 2019. However, on June 26, 2020, his Twitch account would mysteriously be banned. On the following day, Dr. Disrespect would post on his Twitter, "Champions Club, Twitch has not notified me on the specific reason behind their decision. Firm handshakes to all for the support during this difficult time." The doc would finally return to streaming on August 7th, 2020, this time on YouTube, briefly addressing his recent ban from Twitch, claiming that he now knew the reason and has taken legal action against Twitch for his ban.
But a lot of people ask me, do you know the reason? Yeah, I do know the reason why now. I've known for months now the reason why. And I'll just say this right now, champs. There's a reason why we're suing the fuck out of them. Okay? I don't know how else to put it.
The legal dispute was eventually resolved in 2022, with the doc posting again on Twitter a picture of a card reading, "I have now resolved my legal dispute with Twitch. No party admits any wrongdoing," with the caption, "Moving on." People were still not aware of the reason why Beam was banned. However, talk of this eventually faded into the background, and most people just accepted the reality that he would not be returning to Twitch anytime soon. That is until 2024, when Cody Connors, a former Twitch employee, would post he got banned because he got caught sexting a minor in the then existing Twitch Whispers product. He was trying to meet up with her at TwitchCon. The powers that be could read in plain text. Case closed, gang. This prompted the doc to post possibly one of the worst responses ever created to his Twitter page, where he admits to messaging a minor, but still denies sexting or any intentions to meet with her. He chose to keep his words extremely vague, and he also edited in and out the word minor multiple times. Nobody was happy with this response, as it did not clear up any of the questions that people had. But this is about the only public statement we got and we would get for several months. During those few months, as Dr. Disrespect was on vacation, it became clear to many that the people who had claimed to have all this knowledge of the text messages between Dr. Disrespect and this alleged minor had in fact not seen the text messages themselves and didn't know anything more than just mere speculation. Nobody knew the age of this alleged minor, nobody knew any of the specifics of what was sent between the two, and even the doc himself was unwilling to provide any specifics in his response other than that he did, at the least, have an inappropriate conversation with a minor. Nobody knew what this meant, but it led to the doc being dropped from all of his major sponsorships, including Turtle Beach, G Fuel, the NFL 49ers, and many more. Guy Beam was also dropped from his own media company, Midnight Society, though he claims to have stepped down willingly as part of a mutual agreement. Then, after months of silence, he posted a picture on his Twitter teasing a return to streaming. In the picture, it's a POV of a person sitting at a chessboard playing against the doc. On the doc side, it has chess pieces. On the camera side, there are checker pieces, insinuating that he has been outsmarting everyone by being silent. This picture kinda goes hard though, I'm not gonna lie. I know I shouldn't be saying that. That being said though, Ricky Berwick definitely had the best response to this photo. Then on September 5th, Guy Beam would post another teaser to his Twitter account in the form of a video announcing his return to streaming the next day. This video also kind of goes hard. I know, it sounds like I'm glazing a weirdo. I promise I'm not. I'm just saying that if this was posted by a guy that we all liked, you would all admit that this video goes hard, okay? Don't even fucking lie, I already know. So then it was. On September 6th, he would finally go live to address the allegations and tell us his side of the story. At the beginning of his response, he goes, it's really weird. I don't know why he does it. Hold on, let me show you really quick.
4 years. Champs. The public demanded to hear from the doc regarding the Twitch suspension. I guess since you all...
Fucking weirdo.
I don't know why he did that. Me. Yeah.
Fucking freak. What a freak.
Fucking weirdo, dude. His response is basically 20 minutes long, so I'm not going to go through it all beat by beat. Instead, what I'm going to do is summarize his response, show you guys the relevant and important clips, and then at the very end, I'm going to give you guys my opinion on his response. So the doc begins by calling out Cody Connors, the person who leaked the purported reason for the doc's Twitch suspension, for spreading lies or at least being ignorant of the actual details of the case. He also states that due to the settlement with Twitch, the doc was restricted from talking about the situation publicly. However, now that Cody had leaked Twitch's side of the story, the doc now has full right to respond.
You see, there was a lawsuit pending, and as part of that arbitration, all parties were not allowed to speak publicly about the case. I respected those rules. My lawsuit against Twitch was eventually resolved, as you all know. But even then, as part of the settlement, all parties were still prohibited from speaking publicly about the case or the settlement. However, if one side violated that confidentiality, then the other side could respond. I respected all the confidential obligations. But apparently, Twitch's own disgruntled employees didn't feel the need to abide by those same obligations. Cody Connors, ex-Twitch employee, wasn't even involved, leaks Twitch's reported reason. This was settled professionally. And you, knowing how black and white the internet is, you decided, you fucking rat, to leak the reported reason. Did you not know the repercussions from spewing lies about the two-time? Did you not know the repercussions of accusing me, Cody Connors? You see, you don't know shit, and it was obvious from your tweet. You didn't have any first-hand knowledge of my dispute with Twitch.
He then makes clear that based on the legal definition of sexting, he has not been sexting anyone.
Do you even know what the legal definition of sexting is? I do. And yeah, I used Twitch's whispers, but trust me, I wasn't sexting anyone.
The legal definition defines sexting as the act of sending explicit images to another person using digital devices. However, a looser definition of the term from Oxford defines it as any explicit images or messages sent via mobile phone. Despite this, the doc does eventually clear up that he didn't send any sexually explicit images or message to this Twitch user.
Neither I nor the Twitch user exchanged any sexual graphic messages or images.
The doc then goes on to explain why he believes he was banned, pinning most of the blame on a disgruntled former Twitch partner manager, which he had requested be replaced when signing an exclusive contract with Twitch in March of 2020. He states that this former Twitch partner manager had guided the alleged minor to file a claim with Twitch's special operations team against the user's wishes.
My ex-Twitch partner manager learns that I exchanged whispers with the Twitch user. And I say ex-partner manager because for years, this guy didn't do anything for me, my community, or my channel. For years. We got zero support from this guy. So after we signed with Twitch in 2019, we asked for a new partner manager. Just a few months later, that ex-Twitch partner manager is directly involved with getting me banned. Coincidence? The Twitch user tells this ex-Twitch partner manager that they do not want to report anything to Twitch. But this ex-Twitch partner manager encourages the user and even directs them to file a report directly with Twitch, even though the user told him clearly that we never physically met anywhere and that no photographs were exchanged.
Apparently, the operations team looked at the claim and decided it did not constitute any further action. However, the former partner manager escalated the claim to a friend of his on Twitch's legal team anyways.
But that partner manager, he finds out that no further action will be taken, so what does he do? He personally escalates the report to a friend on the Twitch's LER team. The LER team, remember, that's the Twitch's law enforcement response team.
That friend of the former partner manager discussed the whisper messages between BM and the minor with his director on the legal team, who was on vacation and didn't have the ability to look through the messages himself. And due to excerpts being taken out of context and told to the director, the decision was made to ban the doc.
The LER analyst pulls the entirety of the whisper messages and begins discussing them with his director of the LER team. This director is on vacation at that time and does not have access to their computer or work files. Let me just remind you, I went through a multi-year, big-time arbitration, okay? And, you discover a lot of stuff. The LER analyst cherry picks and sends a few targeted excerpts out of context from the whisper messages to this director. Now, if you do this, you can make anyone's messages look inappropriate. Within less than 1 hour, this LER analyst and his director have made the decision to suspend me from Twitch.
Despite this action taken by the legal team, no criminal case has been brought against BM.
Twitch submits a report to NCMEC, the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. Guess what? As far as I know, and over 4 years have passed, they didn't do anything with the report.
Now, I will say this is a very compelling story, and the lack of any criminal case brought against him does in a way give credibility to his side. However, that being said, I do find this response to be a bit weak, and not because of anything he said. Instead, actually, it's because of what he chose not to say. He didn't give us the age of this Twitch user that he was sending the messages to. Instead, he opted for a more vague answer, stating that they were within the legal age of consent in the jurisdiction that they resided in.
Twitch makes this decision to terminate my contract and ban me while admitting that they never investigated the age of consent in the jurisdiction where the user's messages were sent and received.
If I were to speculate, I would probably assume then that this person was either 17 or 16. I just find it as a really weird defense because he stated previously that no sexually explicit messages were even sent. If no sexually explicit messages were even sent, why does it matter that they were within the legal age of consent? Also, why doesn't he show the messages if they weren't as bad as the allegations led on? Well, he was asked by his chat during the stream, and this is what he had to say about it.
People want
Show the message! Release the messages! Show the messages!
What are we in second grade?
I like how he goes from being super jokey, show the messages, to then, what are we in second grade? What is with this performance that he does? I mean, I think one thing that really, for me, didn't land with this response is that he goes from being in character to trying to be super serious.
Why is he dressed up?
Yeah, I don't know.
Why is he dressed up in his garb, man?
I know. One thing he could have done is pre-recorded his side of the story, played that in the beginning of his stream, and then if he wanted to like be in character and complete the stream, doing, maybe a Q&A, but also doing like his main stream stuff, he could have then just gone into like a normal stream with his full get up. I feel like him dressed up as Dr. Disrespect, it takes away from the seriousness of the allegations. Maybe that's the point.
He's just not taking it seriously.
And you know what? Maybe that's his fucking plan,
Maybe he's playing 4D chess.
Maybe he's playing 4D
and we're
chess.
just playing checkers.
We're just playing checkers,
I don't
dude.
know.
Also, going back to the legal age of consent thing, even if they were 16 or 17 in the United States, in one of these states where the legal age of consent is 16, that actually doesn't necessarily mean that it's legal, because in those states where it's 16, it's only 16 because of close in age exceptions, like the Romeo and Juliet law. He would be 35 at the time those messages were sent. That, to me, doesn't sound close in age.
A married, middle-aged man. But
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
that's crazy.
Married, middle-aged, with kids.
That's
kids.
crazy.
I wonder how old his kids were at that time.
Still can't believe he was in his getup.
Maybe he's purposefully doing that because to him the allegations aren't serious. Maybe he's so innocent in his own mind that to actually address it with seriousness would give credibility to the claim. So maybe he is, trying to actually downplay it by being jokey, by being still his like character online.
I mean, yeah, but it is serious, right? I mean, he's
To like a lot of people online,
he's
it's
got-
like,
he's got like children,
uh-huh.
and he's like doing all this. It's just weird. Probably rich as already.
Yeah, he probably
I
is.
don't think he really cares.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like he does. He went on an extended vacation rather than addressing the allegations.
Even if he were to lose his career over this, he probably has a lot of money saved up.
Dumb move, in my opinion.
Goofball.
But hey, we're just the We're just the dumb idiots playing fucking checkers over here. So again, I don't even know why he would attempt to use this as a defense. Because here, let's say for the sake of argument that it was legal. She was 16 or 17 in a different country or something. Just run with it, okay? Should a 16-year-old or a 17-year-old be sending or receiving sexually explicit messages to and from a 35-year-old man? Absolutely not, right? Yucky. Yeah, for real. And if he's gonna pile on all the different defenses, then I could add that he is a married man with children, which adds a whole nother level of misbehavior. To be clear, I am not saying that those were the types of messages he was sending. Instead, what I'm doing is I'm demonstrating that using that line of defense is very weak. I think more than anything, he should have just stuck to the line that none of the messages he sent were sexually explicit or had any intentions behind them.
I never intended to meet this user ever. We never made plans to meet at TwitchCon or anywhere else, and in fact, we never met. Neither I nor the Twitch user exchanged any sexual graphic messages or images. Cody Connors and these other anonymous sources are trying to paint a picture that I was exchanging sexually explicit messages and photos with this Twitch user. That never happened. Mutual bantering with inappropriate jokes taken out of context should have never led to me getting banned from Twitch in the first place.
They were simply banter that was taken out of context. That still remains his best defense. Also, the different definitions of the word sexting does raise some eyebrows for me. And the reason why is because he does seem to be aware of the differences and chooses his words carefully throughout this video. At first, he mentions the legal definition of the word sexting and explains that no images were sent between the two.
Do you even know what the legal definition of sexting is? I do. And yeah, I used Twitch's whispers, but trust me, I wasn't sexting anyone.
But then he changes it to no images or sexually explicit messages were sent between the two.
Neither I nor the Twitch user exchanged any sexual graphic messages or images.
Then, even later in the video, he says that no images were sent. He goes back to just focusing on the images.
But this ex-Twitch partner manager encourages the user and even directs them to file a report directly with Twitch, even though the user told him clearly that we never physically met anywhere and that no photographs were exchanged.
Maybe I'm reading too much into this, but to me, it did stand out, and so I figured I'd mention it. Because to me, it sounds like he's tacitly admitting that something weird was going on, like flirting. And let me be clear, I'm not accusing him of this, it's just how it sounds to me, because he did admit in his original Twitter post that these messages at times did border on being inappropriate, and we still have no idea what he meant by that. So all we can do at this point is just speculate.
You see, I engage with my community. I engage with other streamers. And through Twitch Whispers, I communicate with Twitch users. Conversations that consisted of a variety of playing games and gaming politics, content creation, random stuff. This was the extent of my whispers with this Twitch user.
So, is Dr. Disrespect guilty? Well, I think it's safe to say that even if there was nothing illegal going on, he was still having inappropriate conversations with someone he shouldn't have even been talking to in the first place. Obviously, how guilty he is does depend on the scandalousness of the messages that were sent. However, we might never know the severity of the messages unless, like, the doc decides to release them himself, or the Twitch user decides to come forward and leak the messages, or in some other extreme circumstance like the police decide to get involved after all of these years, but the chances of that happening now are slim to none. If you still choose to believe that the doc is guilty, I can completely understand. And in the same way though, if you choose now to believe that the doc is innocent, I can understand that as well, because it is not as black and white as it used to appear. That being said though, I definitely lean more on the side that he is a little weird, at the very least. I think everyone can kind of agree that having a borderline inappropriate conversation with a 16-year-old as a 35-year-old married man with children is strange. And can't change my mind about that. Sorry. That being said, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to drop a like. Don't forget to tell me what you think in the comments down below. And I will see you in the next one. Peace.